بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السيد
In the name of God, the Merciful. Ladies and gentlemen, Excellencies, at the outset I should like to thank the French Republic for its tangible efforts during its presidency of the Council and for its initiative in convening this meeting on the situation in the Middle East. I would also commend the efforts of the Secretary General of the United Nations and the Coordinator for Affairs in the Gaza Strip for their role in what has been done. President, this Council is meeting once again. Although the situation is worsening in Gaza, tensions are worsening and increasing in the region because of the Israeli attack. Victims are falling by the thousands because of the blind work of the Israeli war machine, which is targeting the Gaza Strip as a whole, its neighborhoods, homes, hospitals, places of worship, and UN buildings and facilities. Around 30,000 people have perished due to the escalation, and the toll is growing every day. How can this tragedy continue with no serious action to bring an end to it, and with no measures to halt the carnage and collective punishment against defenseless civilians in Gaza? The repercussions of this brutal war are clear. These repercussions of a regional and international nature must be contained. This is our common responsibility. We have already warned against the spillover of this conflict, undermining stability and security in the region and internationally. Military operations in the Red Sea and in the Yemeni Republic are a source of concern. The necessary measures must therefore be taken to contain incidences and repercussions of this crisis, which is affecting neighboring countries and international peace and security. Today, the priority is to alleviate the human suffering and to bring an end to military operations in Palestine. Any measure for regional security or to prevent threats cannot replace a resolution of the root causes of the crisis in Palestine and finding a lasting solution. Hence the role of your Security Council, which is charged with international peace and security. You must act to ensure an immediate ceasefire and to restore peace, to alleviate suffering and to allow the Palestinian people to safeguard their dignity and their legitimate rights. How can the Palestinian people hope for a better future and a dignified life and development under the yoke of occupation and the shooting of the Israeli war machines? The General Assembly has taken a decision calling for an immediate ceasefire. This reaffirms that there is an international position in favor of a ceasefire and a halt to the aggression and to save civilians in Gaza. We categorically refuse linking this war to self-defense. We reject forced displacements for Gaza inhabitants, and we reject racist and incendiary declarations, irresponsible declarations by the occupying authorities. We denounce the scorn shown for the lives of Palestinian inhabitants, as though the protection of civilians was a right reserved to one people rather than another. All of this is exacerbating the cycle of violence, the hatred, and the extremism. Madam President, my country has been and remains a partisan of peace. We will spare no efforts in restoring peace, security, and development in the region. This is why we have called on numerous occasions for a new breath of air to be breathed into the peace process in the Middle East and to commit to the two-state solution with the 1967 borders pursuant to the Arab Peace Initiative and the Security Council resolutions. We categorically reject violations of international humanitarian law by any parties in any circumstances. We condemn targeting of civilians and call upon this Council to adopt a firm position to oblige Israel to respect international law and to bring an end to this suffering. The continued military operations will merely prolong the bloodshed Therefore, we must adopt a common stance with regard to the ceasefire. We must stop these attempts to procrastinate and fail to implement Security Council resolutions. This undermines the credibility of the Security Council. This incendiary attitude by the Israeli occupying forces feeds into tensions and could undermine international efforts to achieve stability in the region. The status quo will just push this conflict from one conflict to another and will jeopardize the interests of the whole region in its stability, including Israel. This peace which we so desire must go via a credible, irreversible path towards creating an independent Palestinian state which safeguards the dignity of the Palestinian people, allowing for their coexistence and common security, as well as for stability and development for all. I thank you.